What do you think Steve Jobs and Mark Zuckerberg have in common, apart from having us addicted to their products? These two people have attributed their journey towards success to having spent time in an ashram in Uttarakhand, Kainchi Dham. Namaskar. Welcome to the next episode of my Himalayan journey. What do you think Steve Jobs and Mark Zuckerberg have in common? I mean, apart from having us addicted to their products. Steve Jobs came up with the Apple. Mark Zuckerberg, of course, the founder of Facebook. One third or one fourth of the world's population is said to be addicted to Facebook. Keeping aside the debates of whether they are useful or not useful or the harm and the benefits they are causing, these two people have attributed their journey towards success to having spent time in an ashram in Uttarakhand, Kainchi Dham. Steve is said to have advised Mark Zuckerberg when he was at a very low point in his life. He advised him to go to Kainchi and he stayed there for a few days. It seems that's what inspired him to make Facebook what it is now. So it's not just about Steve or Mark. There have been many examples like this and many such places around the country. People who have lived around a consecrated space or who have visited to such places of energies, and they have been inspired from within with a kind of intelligence that could not be logically explained. And I would like to share my story of how I landed up at Kainchi Dham. Not because I wanted to become like them, but on a different tangent is how I landed there. Although I have been traveling to the Himalayas, only especially to the Uttarakhand for the last more than 25 years or so, off and on, there are two regions to Uttarakhand. One is the Kumaon region and another is the Gadwal region. Culturally, historically, ruled by different kingdoms for over many centuries, they have come up with a different culture, cuisine, and even dialects. In terms of the yogis that these two regions produced, I always had a different understanding of the people who came out of these two regions. The places like the Char Dhams, Badrinath, Kedarnath, Yamunotri and Gangotri. And it produced a different kind of breed of yogis who were of a certain kind. And Kumaon, in my understanding, which I came to realize after a very long time that I was wrong about it, was that it was a touristy site. Places like Nainital, Kausani, Almora, these places which were frequented by Britishers who had their summer houses there, which were called as the Switzerland of India. So I mostly had avoided going to those places. The farthest I had gone was only till Nainital. So this opinion of mine was about to change after this incident that happened. This was by the time in January 2019. I had traveled for the previous 2 years since 2017, shooting and documenting Guru Pujas, which was happening at Sadhguru Sri Brahma ashrams throughout Tamil Nadu. And I had no clue as to why I was shooting all that. I had no specific plan as to what I want to make. I definitely wanted to document his life, but I didn't know how to go about it. And that's when I got a call from a very dear friend, Amritanshuji. So he called me and asked if I could help him with a documentary that he and his friend were making. And he said it was about Neem Karoli Baba. I had heard a lot about him and a few places had read a few stories about him. So I agreed and I landed up in Delhi. I spent 10 days. It was just a small chunk that I was helping her with. She further developed on her own and edited it herself. So during that 10 days is when my whole opinion of Neem Karoli Baba changed, because of the kind of information that I got about his life. first I was interested in why did Japnaji start this documentary in the first place. So I asked her.
I had this vague idea that I wanted to make a film, and it was more of a personal quest on a lesser known master. But I'd never thought it would be Neem Karoli Baba, because I didn't think he was that less known. Immediately after I went for that Bandara, I was so clear that the film had to be on him. It was as if something had transpired there, which I don't really know what. But that's how it started, with another person who was a camera person who did wedding photography, and just because he was also interested in coming along, we just went around interviewing people and trying to learn more, and it was just so fascinating for us to hear their stories.
वो कहते हैं ना कि रमता योगी जो है वो चलते हुए पानी की तरह, नदी की तरह, वो एक जगह पे कभी रुकता नहीं, वो चलते रहता है, चलते रहता है, चलते रहता है, फिर घूम के वापस आ जाएगा, वो चलता रहेगा।
ऐसी बात करता है, मैं अपने को छिपाए रहता है, मतलब समाज में बिन्ने कबूल नहीं दिखाई कि मैं मारता हूँ।
I was very worried at various points as to how it's going to complete, because I didn't know what the process entails, being completely new to filmmaking. So all I did was pray desperately to Maharaji that please help me. You have to help me make this come together. And for me, the most important thing was that it should really, people should really feel Maharaji by way of this film. And it should be like a really amazing darshan. And even people who know Maharaji would not have known about some of these facets, which would come alive through the film.
Hanumanji.
I was surprised that nobody had covered his life to such an extent that she has covered. I was actually taken aback by the kind of information about Neem Karoli Baba. Maharaj-ji, as he was kindly, lovingly called by his disciples.
He fed us with love. He stuffed us with love. It was just that complete joy of being with him.
Maharaj-ji used to knock on people's doors, people whom he'd never met, who he didn't know. He would go to their homes and say, I know that there's a child suffering in this house. And he would say, don't worry about it. And again and again and again, he would do, like, there was so much compassion, even for people who were not necessarily, didn't even know him. So, I mean, those kind of things, I wanted that these stories should really, like, be out there.
It was his grace, what is called, in Hindi there is a word, ahatuki kripa. Ahatuki means the grace which you get without doing anything. And saints can do that. Otherwise, I was nobody, I was just like dust. And I didn't do any kind of puja or devotion or nothing.
It's a wonderfully made documentary with great devotion and commitment that she has ventured into this.
He said, remember God. For me, He's God. And chanting the names bring me deeper into His presence. That's what I want. That's what I want to do. I don't know anything else. I don't know who Hanumanji is. I don't know who Ram is. And I don't know who Maharaj is, but I do have certain experiences there that I can lock in on.
अकीदा है, अकीदा मानो तो आप हमारे, अकीदा नाल विश्वास होना चाहिए, विश्वास ना तो कछु ना.
Two things stuck and stayed with me for a long time, and that was one thing was during his younger days, Maharaj-ji had left home and he made a parikrama of Narmada. Narmada parikrama is something that had been documented and shared by many people. Many great beings had spent time along the banks of Narmada river, have done this Narmada parikrama. It's a 3,500 kilometer circumambulation of the whole river, it could be started anywhere, but from Amarkantak, where the Narmada river starts, the parikrama starts, one walks with the river on their right side and they go till South Gujarat, where the river is crossed over, where they say it takes like 6 to 7 hours to cross over. And again they walk on the other side of the bank and complete their parikrama. Maharaj Ji had done this at a very young age. Gauri Shankar Maharaj, who is said to have lived for several hundred years, had walked along with him throughout the parikrama. Maharaj Ji ascribes all his siddhis or miracle or his powers to Gauri Shankar Maharaj. He had spent 12 to 15 years time in a village called Neem Karoli. That's how he got his name, Neem Karoli Baba. And he was in sadhana under the ground for a substantial period of time. And that was interesting for me because doing sadhana under the ground is something that I had read. Many yogis who belong to the Raja Yoga had done that. This underground cave is still maintained at Neem Karoli. And when he came out of his sadhana, he had consecrated, by Prana Pratishtha, he created a murti of Hanumanji, which is still there in Neem Karoli. So these two things were something of great interest to me, and I decided to make the trip to Kainchi. And Amritanshuji and Japnaji guided me and put me in touch with a few people in Kainchi. And I decided to go there, but the actual trip happened only after 2 years. I was interested to go there not because of Mark Zuckerberg or Steve Jobs, but because wanting to know what such a great being like Maharaj Ji, what kind of work he could have done there. Just wanted to see what he has created in that space. So I made this journey. I had planned to stay there only for a night, but I ended up staying there for 3 nights and 4 days. It was a very interesting stay there. I got to meet people who had seen Maharaj Ji, interacted with them, gave me a different perspective of the space. Let's head to Kainchi and I'll show you around the space.